Gary, we're right in the middle of the pre-season friendly matches, but we've got three very prestigious, as you put it in your programme notes, games coming up. Can you just tell us your thinking on the three? I mean, starting with Reading on Saturday?
Yeah, it's always nice to play teams that are a lower level than yourselves, but then it's always exciting to play the teams that are above you, because they're the real tests of where you are. Especially as the games come on now, you use the early games for everybody to get game time, and it's about fitness as opposed to you're trying to get more and more organisation, but it's when you get to the bigger games that then you have to make sure you really are organised and ready and got enough minutes under your belt. And we also at this point will start giving players longer game time, and then others have to try and get into that team, if you like. So I would class our two 90-minute games, first team games, as the games against Cardiff and Plymouth, because they'll be later. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
No, yeah. Reading will be more, because again it's still pretty early, but that'll be like a 60-30 type scenario,
right?
Because they're not quite ready for 90 minutes yet, as Reading will be doing the same.
Reading last season, we had two games, two very memorable games really, certainly the second one, but the first one there was a slightly dubious penalty, should we call it, and then of course the second game we had 3 sent off, I think, wasn't it? Hopefully you want to keep all the players on the pitch this time.
Well, we've got to try, haven't we? I thought we was unlucky with, we got one rescinded anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, but we had two highly controversial games with them, with the penalty decision here, and obviously the sending offs there. But we gave them a good game, and it's always nice that they don't hold any grudges, and they wanted to come down here for pre-season. It's a good game for them. It's a good game for us. I think it'll be a good football game. I think both teams, the pitch is looking decent. Both teams will be trying to play, and when both teams that want to play football have got sort of nothing to lose because there's no points at stake, hopefully it will create a good footballing, competitive pre-season friendly.
Bristol Rovers, on the other hand, I suppose they're going to want to have a point to prove, and that they probably don't feel they should be in the conference, but unfortunately they are for them. Are you expecting a tough game against them as well?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, we're finding it difficult with the teams that are lower than us, status-wise, league-wise. We're finding it hard to get a result, sort of thing. With Torquay, Basingstoke, we've done all right against Frome, sort of thing. But with all due respect, again, that's a lower still. But it's a matter of if you look at all the pre-season games, there's a lot of teams that are beating the lower teams, beating the higher teams. So we get that first opportunity to do that with Reading. Bristol Rovers will want to do that against us. I like the local derbies because I think that gives a pre-season friendly a little bit more. It'll be competitive because of they'll want to show that they're as good as, if not better than us. We've got to make sure that you sort of put them in their place as well, and that creates a nice little bit of competition, which is why I wanted the game against Bristol Rovers. I'm sure they'll by that time they'll have a bigger idea of what their first team will be. We'll have a bigger idea of what our first team will be, and then we'll judge the game accordingly. But it's an exciting one. I look forward to the local derbies.
And then of course we've got Cardiff, which to all intents and purposes is still a Premiership club. I mean, they did come down, and they've got to accept it like we've had to accept it. But they're mainly Premiership players, aren't they? That they're going to have in the side. So
well, of course, because they still get their parachute payments, as it were. But I've had a few chats with Ole Gunnar over the last sort of couple of weeks, and they're determined to get back up as soon as possible. They know that while they've got the parachute payments, that's the best time to try and get back to the Premiership. And as you say, they'll have a lot of players, Premiership players, that are still with them because they'll be still under contract. So that's a good one because we'll see. You can see how far your team is away from players that have been regulars in the Premiership, and that's a learning curve as well. And at that point, I'm sure Cardiff, as well as along with ourselves, will both be playing what they consider as their first teams.
And just finally, you've had three games, I think, so far.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with the progress you're making with the side, or you got reservations? Or
well, no, I mean, I wouldn't say either way anyway. Of course you have reservations because we've got a new group of players that we've had to gel with the old group. That takes time.
Yeah.
So we know that you're not going to be Real Madrid within 12 days, whatever it is. We play the games to get the boys playing together, the new groups, so that they can learn about each other, their play, their strengths, their weaknesses, their personality. And until that settles down, it's all a bit bitty. And obviously you play your trialists, etc., etc. So your reservations are just in that it's just the bittiness of it all, and the substitutions, the roll on, roll off, all that sort of thing. It doesn't make for classic game sort of thing. So no, of course you'd like to beat these teams 5-0 and all that sort of thing, but it's unfortunately that doesn't always happen pre-season, and we've just got to make sure that the boys are learning from every game and getting better, as in understanding our philosophy and the Yeovil way and all that sort of thing. And then you get the little niggly injuries because it's pre-season, and we have to work hard. You have to push them to their limits, and sometimes slightly beyond.
So have you got a message for the fans then? Turn out in force?
Yeah, of course, and I'm sure they will. It's a start of the season. It's nice for the fans to turn up and support the new lads, because they're here, they're under contract. I think there's some good players there. I think they'll enjoy when we get our game right and our team right. I think they'll enjoy the quality of the players, and it'd be nice for those boys to see that our welcoming Huish Park crowd are, and that they'll support them through thick and thin, which they've done previously. Lads know Yeovil now, and they've seen pictures when they look at the websites, and they see the final, they see our home games, where the Sheffield United game, etc. And the atmosphere we created on occasions has helped us get the players that we've asked to come to us. So
brilliant.
Yeah, we hope to entertain them and try and get a result against one of the big boys.